The Bears were never favored in that game. I mean, let's be honest. And they beat them, which means if they could beat the Patriots, look, the problem is the Cowboys are way better in my opinion, and that defense is no joke. Did Dak Prescott impress you enough, Ryan, to show, hey, you know, it was definitely needed. We needed to brush him back even before their bye.
No, I don't think so. I think if anything, he didn't look all that great at all. They were beating a pretty bad. I mean, Detroit's a horrible team on the road, and they were only winning 10-6 before the flood, the dam broke in the fourth quarter, and the defense scored some points. I'm not, you know, Cooper Rush can run the offense. I think Dak is definitely better. He can make more throws, but coming back to the Bears, and you want a fun conspiracy theory, Belichick didn't want to beat the Bears and take over the all-time winningest coach mantle over George Halas because he had so much respect for the coach and the Bears. Sounds a little silly to me. To me, this was just a case of the Bears finally realizing that Justin Fields is an all-world elite running talent. And basically, the Patriots were spying him the entire game, and he was just making the spy not tackle him. He's just an amazing player, and they just weren't using him right. So I guess if you're a Bears fan, you're optimistic that Justin Fields is being used the right way. As a Giants fan, it pisses me off because now people are giving the coaching staff of the Bears credit. Like positive coaching should matter. And yeah, they figured out that Justin Fields should run the ball more. So am I surprised the Patriots got really beat? Yeah, I was. That was a surprising output. Was I surprised by Bill Belichick in the post-game pressers not being able to do his normal non-speak because he played both quarterbacks and it was very confusing, and he totally didn't bench Mac Jones because of performance. It was all part of the plan. I think that game, like something was going on with the Patriots in that game, and I think it just threw everything off. And the Bears played the perfect upset role, right? They got up early. They weathered the storm when Bailey Zappi came in and looked all world, and the Boo Birds came out for Mac Jones, and then Justin Fields used his legs, and that was the difference in the game.
Playing the Cowboys, do you think? I mean, do they go 6-2? Or they got to assume they do, right?
I'm not, I'm allergic to taking the
I
Cowboys, and
know.
I was a little surprised to see how big this number was, because I think the strength of this Dallas defense is their pass defense. And if the Bears come out and operate a lot like some of these teams this year, where they just decide they're going to run the ball, the quarterback's going to run the ball 15 times, David Montgomery's going to get 20 carries, Khalil Herbert's going to get 10 carries. I think they'll keep this game close, and I think the 9.5, 10 points feels a little bit like we're handicapping a Dallas team that has an explosive offense, and they were not explosive against the Detroit defense last week. That is horrible.
I like the Bears. I've been driving around the Dallas Metroplex this past 5 days, and a lot of ardent, rapid Cowboy fans are a little skeptical, a little bit concerned.
Well, it's totally the kind of game you lose, right? Like you're
Right.
9.5 point favorite, nothing to worry about here. I mean, we've seen it. Giant dogs are winning outright in the NFL this year.
Exactly.
All right, well, let's get into a couple games here. We covered the Bears and Cowboys, Giants, Seahawks. This is a game where, look at the end of the day, why not even assume that the Giants could beat the Seahawks? It's in Seattle. Um, what's the spread? I mean, I got to assume that we're getting disrespected again. Seattle's a favorite.
Seattle is a favorite, and I think it's -3. Look, which, in years past, that would actually say the Giants are getting a little respect because of that Seattle home field.
Right.
To me, it's just you're looking at this team as a dog, and they just keep winning games. And if there's one year, like this is going to be a shootout. The fact that this is the single game that we have on the NFL Week 8 slate between
Yeah.
winning teams is absolutely mind blowing. I think this is going to be a fun offensive battle. I think the fact that DK Metcalf is out is going to matter. And until I see a team stop Dan Jones, Saquon Barkley in this running attack, I'm going to keep betting on it. And once again, we're talking about a Giants team, and people will say this isn't sustainable. They'll tell you it's not sustainable to lose the first half every week and win the second half, but they are outscoring their opponents 97-55 in the second half. That is coaching adjustments. That is Wink Martindale and his genius defensive schemes, and that is Brian Dable, Mike Kafka finding ways to get the run game going. The coolest thing about that Jags win last week, when they were on their last offensive possession, they ran the same power play 8 straight times, basically.
Yeah,
and they won the game on the ground. It's old school. It's old school football. I love it. Obviously, I'm taking the Giants.
Yeah, me too. And Danny Dimes' completion percentage keeps getting better. And I don't know what the actual percentage is, but it seems like they're converting third downs like it's like a piece of cake.
And it's even crazier. He becomes like a top 5 quarterback if you look at adjusted completion percentage when you remove things like drops.
Yeah.
I mean, it's one of those things. If he was any other quarterback, we would be talking about, wow, if he had better receivers. Because what do we say about Aaron Rodgers? He needs they're doing it with practice squad guys and a second rounder who everyone said was too small in Wandale Robinson. So I just love how this coaching staff, they have a plan. Yeah, they understand, like, oh, you're a square peg. Let me find a square hole to put you in. I think that's the bottom line. And you see so often across the NFL where coaches just do not want to do the best for their players. And so, yeah, I guess that's going to create a little EV at the end.